right, use the table to answer the questions below. We're just answering questions by reading a preference table. So, number of voters. How many voters voted in this election? To do that, we're going to take all of these numbers in these boxes and add them together. You already did it for me? Thank you. 11 plus 19 plus 10 plus 3 plus 2 plus 12 plus 4. Nice. Okay, how many first place votes are needed for a majority? Okay, so for question 2, we don't look at the chart at all. All we do is take the number 61, and we need 50%, or we need higher than 50%. So we can take that and multiply it by 50%, which is 0.5. And so that would give us 30.5. And we're not going to have half a vote. But that's okay because we also need it to be a majority. We need it to be higher than 50%. So to make that higher than 50%, it needs to be 31 votes for a majority. Because 30 votes would actually be less than 50%, right? Does that make sense? You understand how to figure out how many are needed for a majority? Okay. Which candidate has the most first place votes? So 19 is the biggest number. Oh, so A has 19 there, but look, A also has 10. And A has 4. So I think we need to count them all individually just to make sure. So A has 19 plus 10 plus 4. So that's 33. And then D has 11. F has 5. And G has 12. So A has the most. Right? Now, not only does A have the most, but does A have enough votes for a majority vote? Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Which candidate has the least number of first place votes? So we can just go with the numbers we wrote right here. So A has 33 and D has 11 and F has 5 and G has 12. Now, the lowest of those numbers would be F, 5. Now, how many different candidates are there? Candidates included in this chart are A, D, F, and G.
Why don't you do that? Why can't it just be A, B, C, D?
I don't know, maybe it's the first letters of names or has something to do with the actual categories themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Whatever, it's fine. Maybe it's also to make us stop and think about this question, because what if one of those had 0 first place votes? Then that one would be the one with the least, right? But it wouldn't catch our attention because it would have none. It wouldn't be listed here at all, and we would say, oh, F has the least because it only has 5 and everything else is higher, which is actually true. The answer is F. But you have to be careful to watch for candidates that have no first place votes. Does that make sense? Watch for no first place votes. So that doesn't happen on this problem, but it could happen. Okay, next. Which candidate choice has the most last place votes? So let's count those up. So A has 11 and 2, which is 13. And D has 19 and 10, which is 29. And G has 3 plus 4, which is 7. And F has 12. So which one has the most last place votes?
D.
Perfect, it is D. Now, the thing that's interesting about this is kind of, that example we saw at the very beginning when we said, well, E might be the winner, but E also has more more last place votes, right? So that's probably an important thing to note, that D is the least popular candidate, came in last the most times. So, which candidate has the least last place votes? So looking at the list we just created, all 4 choices are included. There's none with 0. So the one with the smallest number is G. So every single one of our candidates fit in one of those categories. So A has the most first place, F has the least first place, E has the most last place, and G has the least last place. Who would you call the winner?